Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome back to Trapped Offside, and we are in a great mood for this episode. We are feeling the vibes, alhamdulillah. And we have the new world champions. Please excuse my third star hasn't been added yet, but we are coming. We are coming. We are coming. Hope everyone
Where did you get that from? Debus? Is that the Debus?
Yo, relax. This is official Adidas reversible home and away. Don't disrespect the champions.
Qatar 2022.
But welcome back, everyone. I'm sure everyone had a great World Cup. Everyone, well, not everyone, but every Messi fan, every Argentina fan had a great World Cup. Commiserations to the rest. We have the GOAT debate settled. We can get into that as well. You know, a lot of question marks. Can he do it in the knockout stage? Can he score? Can he carry his team? Can he play without Xavi and Iniesta? Can he do this? Can he do that? Everybody relax. Calma. My GOAT is the undisputed champ. MashaAllah. He is the undisputed champ now, and we will not hear any more any more insults, any more question marks.
Just so you know, Pele won 3 World Cups. Just FYI.
Who is Pele, bro? We haven't even watched this guy play. Please, come on.
Just putting it out there.
How many games have you watched of Pele? How many 90-minute games have you watched of Pele?
Listen, man. I'm just saying. All I said was he has 3 World Cups. This is what happens to Messi fans. They get defensive, and all I said was Pele won 3 World Cups. That's all I said.
Listen.
No, but he won 0 European trophies, so I don't know.
My GOAT is Ronaldinho, anyway.
Actually, that's a great place to start. Let's hear everyone's GOAT. So, Maranol, your GOAT is Ronaldinho?
Yeah, I mean, for me, just the player that he was, the skill, the ability. Like whenever, I look at footballers, I look at players who would always take me on my feet. And I think I'm a little bit older, obviously. So during my time, Ronaldinho was the guy. I mean, you had the Joga Bonita commercials and everything. You know, he was just saucing his movement of the ball, just the way he played, the swag he played with, just his technical ability. I absolutely enjoyed just watching Ronaldinho. He was a player who really entertained me, and for me, he was just one of those players that, for me, without any, he won the Golden Ball, I think, right? I think he won one of the years a Golden Ball, but I think for me, as a footballer, I just genuinely when I looked at him as a baller, he was a proper baller to me. You know, and
I rate Ronaldinho, man, for sure, because he was my favorite player before Messi. Just the things he did. He was a pioneer of the game, man. He just revolutionized the sport. But
I agree with all of that, but his numbers didn't back it up.
Exactly, and that's the only reason why.
If you're gonna have a GOAT debate,
hey, listen,
SHEGZ.
SHEGZ. I'm talking about my GOAT. You can talk about your GOAT, so you don't have to come out at my Ronaldinho. That's just my views. I clearly said maybe the numbers don't back him. The guys, how many World Cups did Ronaldinho win, though? What numbers are you talking about? How many World Cups did he win?
1.
How many goals and assists?
1.
Ronaldinho won the 2002 World Cup. That's it, bro.
Okay, fine. And I won a Golden Ball too. He won a title in
Messi's done all of that.
Barcelona
and quadrupled his
won
numbers.
the Champions League. Hey, listen, that's my goal. Hey, listen, SHEGZ, don't have to come on. Firstly, don't come on. Listen, don't come at me about Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho to me is one of the greatest footballers I've ever seen. All right, I don't care about those stats. You know,
okay, wait, hold
on.
Patterns.
All I'm saying is Ronaldinho.
You said he's your goat. You said he's
my goat. He's my goat. Yeah.
You said he's your goat, but then you said he's one of the best football players you've ever seen. That kind of doesn't track, you know, So for me,
okay. How about this? He is the best footballer that I have seen.
He's your favorite footballer. That's what you say. He's your favorite footballer.
He's one of the best footballers I've ever seen.
I don't understand. You said you've ever seen in your house because he's definitely not the best you've ever seen. When there's Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, that you've been watching, and you're coming here, and you're talking about. Look,
to me,
Ronaldinho is the man.
Listen, SHEGZ. For me, Ronaldinho is my player. All right.
Okay.
You can have your opinion on whatever player.
Okay, so he's your favorite player. He's not the GOAT, though.
He's my GOAT. He's my GOAT. He's my GOAT. He's my greatest ball time. I think for me, Ronaldinho is one of my greatest ball time. Yep.
Okay.
So
okay. Last question. If Ronaldinho was in his prime right now, can you look me in the eye and tell me he'd outscore Messi, Ronaldo? No, forget
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hold on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Score
free kicks.
Free kicks. The real goal.
Free kicks.
Let's talk about the genius.
If there
was no alcohol and clubs,
no, listen.
Questioning Ronaldinho.
SHEGZ, I think Maranol is making. No, hold on. Maranol is making a separate point as to your making. Like you're talking about goal numbers, and Maranol is talking about his preference in terms of ability and style of football. So, so to answer your question directly, he's not going to match those numbers. It's just not possible. But ability-wise, he's higher than the names that you mentioned. Like his ability-wise on the ball or dribbling or whatever you want to call that.
1-0.
But, and listen, we can agree to disagree. All I'm saying is, to me, like the eye test always did it for me. And listen, there's nothing. I'll be honest with you. And the same thing as I said to Bert earlier. Messi is an amazing player. It's just I have like this emotional attachment to Ronaldinho, man. It's just I grew up with him. That's it.
It's changing. Here's my GOAT and the GOAT. So for me, my GOAT is Thierry Henry. Just his ability to pass the ball, score. But the GOAT is my short king Messi. You know, for a 5'8" guy, you have to latch on to those guys. The fucking technical ability from Messi, the ability to get other people into the game. His ability to be a clutch player, which, where's Messi? We know where he is. He has a title. He has pretty much. He's got everything. He has every single.
As Burton, if Ronaldinho wasn't clutch. Ask Burton. I remember. Burton knows if Ronaldinho was clutch.
I'm interested in SHEGZ.
Yeah, SHEGZ, let's hear your GOAT, bro.
Hold on. But that's before we get onto Michael.
Wait, 1 second. Before Kunaal tried to slide in Messi, by the way.
One more time. So
what do you mean?
It's by the same metrics that you've used to place Ronaldinho as your GOAT, is Joe Cole your second favorite GOAT?
Joe Cole
from Chelsea. Yeah, because he was dribbling, right? He was entertaining. He did all the skills, right?
SHEGZ. If you know ball, you know that Ronaldinho was levels. Listen, Joe Cole was a great footballer. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't Ronaldinho. Listen, man. Joe Cole was a very underrated English player. I'm telling you, he had so much techers, he had so much place, and I think he had a lot of injuries too. But Ronaldinho to me is different than Joe Cole.
How have you read Joe Cole?
Sorry?
How have you read Joe Cole?
That SHEGZ asked me. SHEGZ actually tried comparing Ronaldinho to Joe Cole.
Yo, respect J. Cole, bro. Cole world always.
Hey, no,
okay,
Kunaal,
get that towel off your head now, bro.
Hey, Kunaal, no, listen. For me, like as you said, I admire as a player, like as you said, Thierry Henry. He's also an amazing player, and I think it all goes to preference, And to me, Ronaldinho was my preference, style of football.
Fair. Like your GOAT versus the GOAT is a very different thing. You can see there's everything to back up why Messi is the GOAT, and then you have your personal favorite player, which is completely understandable.
Okay, and
you got the Maradonas.
Completely understandable. I can fully understand, but I still think it's trash. But I can understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. SHEGZ, let's hear your GOAT, SHEGZ. You
cannot trash. I like how SHEGZ, you can't be trashing people's opinion. I thought you're supposed to have an opinion just because we don't agree with your opinion.
Now SHEGZ is going to say Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
No, Richarlison is incoming.
Please rate me. My GOAT, not the GOAT. My GOAT is JJ Okocha.
Oh,
they had to name it. It was so good.
Yo, man, do you see this? Do you see? And he was giving me this.
He gets
my GOAT is this guy, man. Look at this guy. Look at this guy was giving me this crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. I'm not even going to say nothing.
You made the distinction. You said my GOAT versus the GOAT.
Okay, the GOAT. Come on, SHEGZ. The GOAT. Who is the GOAT?
I'll be honest with you. Going into this tournament, I would have said Ronaldo. I'll be very frank with you. But having seen how Messi performed at 35 years old in this tournament, the bits he did, even though he walked for 40 minutes in games and he just stood around, he did. Like, let's call a spade
because that's what he's doing here. He's playing the game here when he walks.
He plays smarter, not harder. Yeah.
That's it. He's working smarter, not, harder. Right, Maranol? Anyway, so, yeah, because he's doing that, we can just added you.
Yeah, he's got the team around him to do that. Have you seen what Alvarez was doing the whole season? I mean, the whole tournament.
Alvarez, man.
Alvarez was all over the place. Like, he was literally running for two people.
Yeah. He's got the fattest lungs I think I've ever seen in a human. I thought Rooney had the biggest lungs, but Alvarez just doesn't stop. It was like the 119th minute. He's still sprinting. What?
That whole Argentina team in that game against France, like, they knew exactly what that moment meant, and they were on France the entire time until like Mbappe decided, hey, it's the 79th minute. I'm going to start doing something. We didn't see Mbappe until that minute, and then we didn't.
If it wasn't for that penalty, I don't think anything would have happened. It was a silly penalty to give away.
It was a silly penalty by France to give away as well.
The team just grew as the tournament went on, man. It was just crazy to see how and the coach too, man. You have to give so much credit to the coach because he started off like he didn't know which team to start. Yeah. And he kept tweaking the team after every game, and he finally found his perfect team. And the balance of the team...
Playing Di Maria on the left was genius. That was such a smart move.
Yeah, the balance of the team was just perfect. Everyone was playing together. Everyone knew their role. Everyone pressed as a team. Everyone attacked as a team, defended as a team, and their counterplays, their breaks, their switches, everything was just perfect, man. It was crazy to see. It was crazy to see, and it was not like it was a very young team, and it wasn't a very old team at the same time. It was a balance between both.
A balance.
Yeah, and it was crazy because he got crazy amount of performances out of even players like Otamendi who were finished, man. Finished players.
Yeah, like Benfica.
It looked like that coach really got like every the best out of his full team, and he built a team around Messi. I remember, I think after the last World Cup, if I'm correct, like Messi wanted to retire, if I'm correct.
The Copa. It was the old Copa.
Was it the Copa or was it the World Cup?
It was the World Cup, and then they lost the Copa again, and then he was like,
fine.
Okay, yeah.
And then after that, the coach was like, listen, Messi, don't leave. And Messi stayed. They won the Copa Libertadores. Yeah. And now he's won like the World Cup. So I think, kudos to that coach. He really was able to get everyone. And I think it looked like the players really wanted to win it for Messi too. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't think Messi ran as much. He was just filling pockets of space. But that guy, De Paul, he plays for Atletico Madrid, if I'm correct. He was amazing. Running everywhere.
He's amazing.
You know why I was worried? I was worried the first game because he had one of his worst games, and I knew this guy was key to this team, man. Especially in that midfield, like Paredes is not that good, but RDP and McAllister, they are insane. Oh. They are insane.
De Paul is that player who's almost like he covers the ground. He might not be the most technically gifted player, but he really covers the ground. He's in people's spaces. He's like almost an enforcer to a certain degree. He keeps pressing the guys, winning the ball back, winning it high, and he's willing to run. Like if I saw him, like Messi would be just in pockets of space, and I would see De Paul just running left and right to fill that space and win the ball back. And it looked like all the players were doing that. Even Julian Alvarez, he was running all the way back to midfield, winning the ball back, like the goal that he scored where he ran all the way. Was it against
Croatia?
Croatia, yes.
It was Netherlands, I think, no? Or was it Croatia?
No, Croatia.
Yeah, Croatia. The crazy thing in that play, I actually watched back the whole play. He started the play by intercepting a block. He jumped up and blocked it, and the ball came off. Yeah. And then they passed to Messi, and then Messi touched it to him, and then he ran all the way. It was insane, man.
But anyway, guys, this is too much PTSD for me as a France fan, so can we move on?
You're a France fan.
Speaking about that, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the France team, and where do you think you guys missed out? Because it didn't seem at first like you guys missed Pogba and Kante. It didn't seem like you guys...
So really what happened that game is first of all,
like just the tournament in general, not just the game. But
I thought we overperformed for what we had. We had a lot of youth.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of players had to be swapped out. No Conte, no Pogba. Our midfield was very, very barren, and I knew from the start that our back line was like very fueled by mistakes, which unfortunately our back line wasn't the reason we gave that penalty away to start off that game. But I think what happened is a lot of the guys were sick. Apparently, the Saudi flu or the Qatari flu, I think is what they were calling it.
Middle East respiratory syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, guys like Giroud, Griezmann, all of them were not up to their best. But I don't think that was the game for them anyway. What's up?
I think Griezmann was fastest player of the tournament. I think he was their best player, Griezmann.
He was really, really good. I didn't expect them to make the finals this year, to be honest. I thought they were going to be out in the semis, especially the way they performed the Euros. But I think they overperformed, and then when they got that game,
they didn't really perform that well. I mean, they got out of the group.
No, they did not perform well.
They were not tested. They were not tested. No. Yeah, and even the England game, they were shaky. I thought England were the better team.
Yeah, they were shaky. Even Morocco. Yeah. Morocco had so many chances. Morocco could have easily gone on to win that semi-final. You know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't them. They weren't like clear winners in any of the games.
Morocco were done, bro. Their legs were finished. By the time they reached that stage.
I'll tell you one thing about France. I mean, they were without Benzema, they were without Pogba, they were without, as you said, Kante. But there was one player, man, and I'm telling you, if we go down this line about stats and all of this, you better watch out for Mbappe. He's only 24 years old. He's already won a World Cup, all right? He won a Golden Boot. He scored 3 goals in a World Cup. I think the last World Cup where he missed the penalty, right? The match-winning penalty. I think was it that or was it the Euros?
I think it was the Euros.
I think it was the Euros, yeah.
Where Croatia won it. I thought it was Croatia where they lost in the finals, and he was only
we beat Croatia. We beat Croatia in the finals. To win the World Cup, and
it might have been the Euros because France won the last World Cup. It was 4-2.
Last
I
World
think,
Cup,
in the
exactly.
Final,
yeah, you're right. It could have been the Euros, and that was the final. But what I'm saying is, you want to look at stats. I think by the end of his career, Mbappe might have even better stats than Messi, like goals and assists. Like if we want to go down that route, and the baller that he is, and the baller that he is, for someone to score 3 goals in a World Cup final, something that's never been done before at the age of 24. Like that was a performance by Mbappe, and that goal, the second goal that he scored, the technical ability to just take it off the ball. And I'm talking about he laced that ball from the left side to the right side. Like the ability to do that, like, and to hit it with your laces, that's not an easy thing to do in the World Cup. If he misses that, like, France is not even going into overtime, extra time. Like his performance that game and the whole tournament was what carried, I think, France to the finals.
You know what? Unpopular opinion. I don't think Mbappe had a very good game in the final. I think he had a very good 10-15 minutes, and that quality of a player is all you need. I
Absolutely.
think he took he's that game changer of a player where he only needs a couple of minutes, a half space, and he does you. And the whole game he struggled. Like they had him on lock. They had a very good game plan for Mbappe. He couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. The moment he sniffed something, bang, bang, 2 goals. And that's it. France were back in the game.
I'll tell you exactly what happened, though. Because the midfield was so much in disarray, we had to, like, Griezmann had to come off. Like, so many people had to come off that are catalysts to get Mbappe into that game. Argentina was able to, like, double cover him. And every time you saw, like, there was always at least one player on him. There was always another person back there. So, like, it's really hard as someone
I think Deschamps also did something really good. He switched, like, the finesse to pace and power when he brought in Thuram and the other guy. And who's pretty decent.
I think that was the master
pretty decent.
Changing them at halftime. Kolomuani changed the game. You know what?
They were both physical and pacey players, so they were giving a lot of trouble to the defenders. Yeah.
And to your point, Burton, but that's what world class is: a player who's not in the game the whole time, and then when the moments, those clutch moments, it's like Kobe. He'll be missing like so many shots, and then in the fourth quarter, last minute, last shot, you give it to Kobe, he makes it. That's the mentality.
Yeah.
Like it takes bottle, bro. He scored 3 penalties on Emi Martinez on the same side. 3 penalties. Like, I don't think people understand the gravity of that, just scoring penalties like that. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, some people, people younger than us at this point are like literally like on the Mbappe wagon already. They're like, oh, Mbappe, by the end of his career, like, do I think he's technically better than Messi? No. And that's what I'm saying. Like, technically, like, I don't think you will ever see a dribbler as smooth as Messi with the intelligence, with the genius of Messi.
With those numbers to add to it. That's what's so crazy.
But I think, and this is what I'm saying, I really think that Mbappe can beat those numbers.
But you know what, Maranol? The potential is there. But if you think about, this is what Mbappe is doing now, is what Messi was also doing at 22, 23, 24. And to carry those numbers on for another 10, 11, 12 years while staying fully fit is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous if you think about it.
But it's been fit. Mbappe has been fit.
Yeah, I know. But think about it. It's another whole decade more of this level. That's how insane Ronaldo and Messi are. Like, they've maintained their fitness levels. And Messi doesn't even look like a guy who's like fit.
Do not include Ronaldo.
No, I'm talking strictly from a goal. I'm talking strictly from a goal numbers, like goals, stats.
Ronaldo is
not
ability.
The GOAT. Not ability.
Ronaldo is not the GOAT.
To have those numbers.
I know he broke your heart, Maranol.
Before SHEGZ comes in, Ronaldo is not the GOAT. He's not the GOAT, and he's not on the level of Messi. Period. I'll tell you that. I'll be straightforward. Not on the level. But this is why. No, this is what I'm saying. When stats comes in, man. When stats come in, it's a totally different. When you look the eye test, when you look at the eye test, like, look what Messi can do still right now. His touch on the ball. He doesn't need pace to beat a player.
To be fair, Ronaldo was doing that 2 years ago as well. But I think, like SHEGZ said, like, for him, he didn't think Messi was the GOAT till this World Cup, till he saw him play in this World Cup. I think for me, he was already the GOAT. I mean, whether he won this World Cup or not was like...
let me tell you what I'm saying.
Let me tell you the biggest issue with Ronaldo.
Let me clarify. To me, Ronaldo was not a GOAT because, as I said, I enjoy my players the way Ronaldinho plays, the way like Messi
in that
kind of
plays.
Players with technical ability, not just stats.
No, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. Well, you cannot agree. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. They're completely different. So he's not a GOAT to me.
No.
Why can he not be a GOAT to me? Why can Ronaldo not be a GOAT to me? Why can he not be a GOAT to me?
I'm just saying that the only other player who you would put in that bracket with Messi over the last, 2 decades is Ronaldo.
Let me tell you the biggest issue with Ronaldo.
That's who they were competing with. That's who they were competing with. But to me, he's not a GOAT. To me, the players I would have compared with. I mean, Ronaldo, R9 was better than Ronaldo. R9, the original R9 is better than Ronaldo. Come on.
Can I just weigh in here quickly, guys?
R9, the original R9 was better than Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo.
I feel like I need to weigh in here. Maranol, you know, like those guys in the club, when a guy goes up to a babes and he's like, "Oh, babes, you're hot. I really want to be with you. I love you so much." And she says, "Oh, I'm not interested, mate." And the guy goes, "Oh, you're butters anyway. You're ugly." That's you right now with Ronaldo.
No way. I am not looking at a player based on just stats. I am looking at listen, you can have your opinion of Ronaldo, but you cannot have an analogy like that just because I have a certain taste of players. You have a certain taste of players, and I have a certain taste of players. I like players who are good on the ball with greater technical ability. Like, look at you're telling me R9 was not better than Ronaldo. Burton, do you think R9 was better than Ronaldo if he didn't have also? I mean, and
how long did R9 do it? How long did R9 do it?
Yeah, but he was injured. It's injuries. He was injured.
That's what we're talking about.
What can he do about that? Nope, I'm not talking about that. The greatest player. I mean, I'm telling you that R9 to me was better than Ronaldo.
One player scored 100 goals in one season, never play football again. That does not make him the GOAT.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's my taste of a footballer. My taste of a
Okay.
footballer. Why can I have that opinion of my
No,
footballer? Like I
Well,
like JJ
well, you
Okocha.
can.
JJ
You
Okocha
can.
is
You
in my
can.
top 10 players. You know, JJ Okocha is one of my top 10 players within my list. Those are the kind of players I like. That's my kind of football.
I know. I feel you. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I think where I feel personally affronted is that you said that. I think even people who choose Messi, I've never met anybody who would ever say Ronaldo is not in the GOAT conversation. Even the guys who diehard Messi fans, and you said that, which I was a bit like, bruv, this.
But SHEGZ, I had a disclaimer. No, to my disclaimer, I said that to me, Ronaldo is not the GOAT. People, yes, they put him in that conversation. To me, I don't agree with that. And that's all right for me to have.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. That's it. Like for you, y'all have them. I just never had
life would just be simple if everyone just picked Messi from the start. Like,
oh my God, shut up, bro.
No, but then nothing in life is easy. You need to have competition, and Ronaldo gave him competition. But to me, it was just like how I looked at it was.
No,
Messi
yeah, I understand where Maranol is coming from, because if you look at it strictly ability wise, it's not even a comparison between Messi and Ronaldo. It's not even close. But
no,
the fact that Ronaldo has maintained that level of like goal scoring and everything he's achieved with his trophies and clubs and going to different leagues, blah blah blah, he has to be in the conversation, of course. However, there's only one true GOAT, and that's Lionel Messi. Anyway, Kunaal, were you saying something?
Let me say my point, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think it's unfair to say that Ronaldo shouldn't be in that conversation because one, he even though he doesn't have the same technical ability as Messi, he has his own abilities, which is not anymore. But the thing is,
exactly, not anymore. Not anymore. So my case in point.
Let Kunaal speak.
The difference between the two is that Messi realized that he doesn't have some of his pace that he had before, and he can't play the exact same way as he played when he was younger. Whereas Ronaldo, unfortunately, I don't think he realizes that. I don't think he realizes that his status has dropped a little bit, and he could have the ability to change his game a little bit because he still has skills. He still has that insane jumping ability that I've never seen anyone able to jump like that.
Kunaal, why don't you take him at Arsenal then?
Because there's another thing called toxicity.
I'll tell you what.
That anyone that's around him kind of gets that toxicity that really you can see. I'm very interested to see what United looks like without him in the locker room, because I think they might end up looking a lot better.
Well, we just won with Casemiro.
I'll tell you something. You know what it is? And this is Messi with Argentina only. They were willing to create the team around Messi, which is not the case for Ronaldo. You don't, either at United or at Portugal. They were not willing to create the team around Ronaldo. Now, that could be because he doesn't have the same ability, or he's not the same player anymore, or they don't think he has as much influence in the game now. But Argentina, and I don't think PSG, but Argentina are willing to create, or they were willing to create that team around Messi. Like, he was the focal point.
Ahmed.
Yeah.
Nobody's setting a team or building up a team around a 38-year-old Finnish striker. Let's be real.
Yeah,
the fact that Messi is a playmaker and he does everything from deep, and he scores goals, people can afford to build teams around him.
Yeah. That is why.
Ronaldo at the club level or international level is a hindrance to the team at this point, bro, because he cannot do anything except finish the chances he's given. He doesn't have pace. He cannot beat his man 1v1. He cannot play on the wing. He cannot play make. So why would anyone take him onto a club or whatever and build a team around him?
I agree. I was just saying that Messi has that ability that they were able to create the team around him. Like you said, he is the playmaker. So when he gives the ball to him, he will make things happen. Like the goal from Molina against Netherlands. That was like an unrealistic pass. Like, that was just insane. So he has the ability. And that is why they're around him.
And this is what I was saying. Even Kunaal, those were the two main things that I mentioned and that's what, to me, like a player who I consider one of the greatest is ability. That ability, that just genius, man. It's just pure genius. Like, you can't take it off a player. Ronaldinho still right now is busy megging players in charity games and like professional, like, it's just they just have that ability.
You don't lose that. You don't lose that ability.
You don't lose that, and this is what I mean. His touch is still clutch.
Just because he hasn't done it for the last year or two, you cannot discount everything Ronaldo's done to him.
I'm not discounting. All I'm saying is I just don't think he's on the level of Messi, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't either. For me, Messi is the
so
greatest
that's
of all
what I'm
time.
saying. So why can I say that I don't think like he's not on the level of Messi? So what that implies to me is that I think Messi is better than Ronaldo, and I don't think they're on the same level.
Do you see what I mean? Was he for the longest time a part of the GOAT debate along with Messi?
No, he was part of people.
The only other player.
Definitely to people. Absolutely,
yeah,
he was.
That's what I'm saying.
But I agreed, and I agreed with that. All I said is, to me, he was not like off that. Like I could see the ilk of Messi, and I could see the ilk of Ronaldo. You know, all-round game, assists and goals. Think of Messi, and think of Ronaldo. Only during his early,
no doubt.
Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, we've talked about this too long. Let's move on to Premier League, please. I think we should move. It's
okay. Kunaal wants to share who is on top of the Premier League table.
I think it's a very bad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Go on, Kunaal.
I haven't
who's at the top of the Premier League table. Come on.
I saw some Arsenal fans making Christmas T-shirts with Arsenal at the top of the league and stuff like that.
I haven't looked at the table in a while. Who's on top?
So tell us, Kunaal, how are you feeling? What are your expectations?
We've only played
your game is on today, right?
Yeah, it's at 3 Eastern.
Who is it against?
It's in 2 hours.
West Ham. We're playing West Ham in a couple hours.
No tricky fixture, boys.
It's always a tricky fixture. It's only been 14 games. I'm not getting ahead of myself. I mean, by the position of our table, obviously we're in the title race, but I think City is one of those teams that just, goes on like a 10-game unbeaten run, and they have the best goal scorer in the league right now. But in the world, sorry. They have the best goal scorer in the world who can't make a World Cup because his team's not that good in the World Cup. But, he's a phenomenal player. He's a robot. I can't say much negative about him. He runs like a damn horse. He scores like any amazing player in their prime, not just a tap-in merchant. He has freaking... Anyway, this is in the City podcast. I'm scared to see how this team looks with Nketiah as opposed to Jesus. I really want to see them maybe move Martinelli to the middle and bring in a Mudryk, bring in a Felix for 6 months, potentially even bring in a
Jesus just took off, eh? He's like, it's my birthday, I'm out of here.
No, he got injured. He got injured in a game that didn't even matter.
No, Kunaal, hold on.
That Brazil lost.
Hold on. You missed the joke.
I heard the joke. It wasn't very funny.
It's oh my gosh! You need to be stopped. Oh gosh. Anyway, sorry.
God. Listen, that should be on the reel. That should be on a short reel. Or repeat.
Okay, sorry, Kunaal. Go ahead.
Okay, you're looking like one of the wise men right now. Just calm yourself, please.
I am a wise man. Look who I chose from the start. I would drink my coffee, but it's over. Okay, go ahead.
We're in position to still be, in the top 4 race, but I am worried about the striker position. And Nketiah has come in and performed, but with Saka going so deep into the tournament and coming back, with Jesus being injured, with Martinelli being with the team, with Saliba also just coming back, I think it's going to be a little scary for the first few weeks. And these games come quick and fast now. We've only played 14. Arsenal's only played 14 games. There's still 26 games left.
24.
24 for
38 is the season. Yeah.
Still 24 games for us. So any team can go on a run. We saw Tottenham, they're a second half team in every sense of the phrase, right? They start off poor in the league. They start off poor in games, and then they end up pulling up as well. Newcastle is playing incredible football. Almiron's, been buried and then come back 3 days later. That's what he's done. That's his resurgence right now to this sport. So it's going to be scary. There's a lot of teams on the tail, on our tail.
Can I just ask you a serious question, mate? Do you honestly believe Arsenal can win the league?
It depends on what we do in the transfer market.
Oh, come on, mate. Be honest with yourself. You're a big man. Do you think Arsenal can win the league? Say it
if we get two players in the transfer market, I think we can.
Okay. But if you don't,
to defend actually Kunaal, I actually agree with him. I think I'll be honest, it is absolutely terrible for me to say it, but they can actually win it, and their club needs to invest ASAP. Like they need maybe a center attacking mid, a striker, and maybe one defender.
Yep.
And I think like literally the way Arteta has got them playing right now. Listen, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me as a United fan to say it, but they're actually this could be their season. No team other than Liverpool in Premier League history who has been top on during the Christmas period has failed to win the Premier League.
Actually, there was a team, and that was Arsenal, unfortunately.
Was it? Which year was that? Because this was the stat I read about. Like Liverpool was the only team that was up during Christmas, after Christmas, and during the Christmas break, and they ended up not winning that Premier League title. Cross-check that. I'm 100% sure about that.
We're like 6 games or 8 games.
Yeah. We honestly like this season's Christmas is not the same as every year's Christmas because it's much less. The games are much less.
I'm just saying. I mean, Christmas period is Christmas period. So whichever team is, and you can only beat what's in front of you. Arsenal has beat what is in front of them. You like I always say, you rather win the games that you've played than have games in hand, because I feel always there's a lot more pressure. I mean, think about last season when Arsenal had games in hand. What happened, and I mean, you're bottled it, right? So
I mean, I have excuses, but I'm not going to make them because there are a lot of things that happened at that time that stopped us from getting into the top 4. But it's too early. It's too early to say right now. And I don't even if we go 10 more games, we're still top of the league. I don't think it would be a failure if Arsenal doesn't win the league. I think it's such a young team, and we're here for the long run. Right now, it's just I'm stressed.
Yeah, I think Arsenal are in probably one of the best positions I think they've ever been. I think their team looks really complete. I don't even think you guys need many players. I think you guys could maybe even do it with Nketiah and Jesus will come back. I think you could, because it's just another 6-7 games, I think, before Jesus is back.
You have to take into account other factors like Europe and stuff like that.
He had surgery as well. And we have games in Europe. We have no depth. Like once if Partey's out, we have El Neni. If Xhaka's out, we have Tavares. Lokonga.
They don't have depth. They don't have depth in certain positions, SHEGZ. Like that's the only thing. Like what Jesus gives them is not what Nketiah would give them. That experience, just that intelligence, that movement of the ball, connecting, knowing when to be on the ball. Jesus just has absolutely revolutionized Arsenal. Honestly, the way he's been playing, and that's I think so important. The veteran leadership also that he provides to the players. Like even though he's not a veteran, like the way he plays, he's like a real professional, and the players, other players feed off him, and are really motivated by him. Like him and Xhaka really are such a good influence right now for this team, is what I see, at least from outside looking in.
Which is funny to see because a lot of teams were bantering Arsenal for Jesus is not scoring, Jesus is not getting assists. He went 7-8 games without a goal. I don't think he scored a goal in 8 to 10 games. And people are like, oh, he's shit. No, you can see the influence, and whether he scores or not, you can see how important he is for. Oh, is that what happened? Liverpool scored? Okay. But you can see the influence that he has on the pitch, especially with the Saka and Martinelli, who just are there now trying to get goals. They're here trying to score, which is amazing. Even Odegaard, with how he's been playing really well as of late. So this lineup has been really good, and it's been their time has been cut short with Jesus going out. I'm excited to see. I'm hoping that these guys Saka showed he can be the guy. With England, he showed he can be that guy. So I'm excited to see whether his growth is going to be accelerated now with Jesus out. Same thing with Eddie. he has a chance. He has a chance to like show his mettle. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, I think we need at least 2 players. We need a defensive midfielder, and we need a attacking either wing or center forward.
What position is that Shakhtar Donetsk player that you guys are looking at? I thought he was like an attacking.
He's
a
left
wing.
Okay. Yeah, but he can play through the middle as well. But he's more like comfortable on the left. And again, I've only seen the joke going around is like all the like 16-year-old Arsenal fans just put up compilation videos with a Pop Smoke song in the background, and like that's what makes you think he's an amazing player. So we'll see how Mudryk actually is if he makes it to the league. I know a few teams are interested in him. And he wants to leave. He wants Arsenal. So
I heard you'll have a deal in principle for him already. It's just
I saw that today as well. But I can't trust. The Premier League media, bro. Like we've been linked to so many players. Luis Suarez, we were linked with him for about 17 years, and it never came about. So I don't trust any of this until I see
absolutely
Arsenal post something about them 3 weeks after they've been signed. Anyway, I'll give the floor to anyone else who wants to talk about their games.
Yeah, I don't think Arsenal's going to win the league.
Yeah, it's just no. I'm
not here to banter or anything.
What if Arsenal signed Ronaldo for 6 months?
Then we're definitely not winning the league.
He already signed with Al Nassr for
no, he hasn't signed yet.
7 year.
I think
he's signed. It's done. 7-year deal.
No, it's not signed yet.
Yes,
it's not.
Sure.
He's waiting for someone from Europe to come and save him, but I don't think it's going to happen.
You sure it's not confirmed?
No, it's not.
They're trying to use him for the Saudi Arabia bid.
Yeah. No, they're trying to make a deal up to 2030 or something like that, but it's not. Yeah, it's not signed yet. But anyway, sorry, Ahmed, go ahead.
Yeah. Even with Ronaldo, I don't think they could win the league. I don't. They just don't have the depth. And with the games that are going to come so quick, thick and fast, I don't know. I just don't think. And will they be able to go on a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 game winning run like Manchester City probably will? I don't see it happening.
Yeah, Kid White, but to this point, Ahmed, don't you think
they have to now? They have to now. Yes, they have to now. I'm not saying that they haven't. They have to now. And they're going on with seeing how thick and fast the games are going to come now. Because now it's condensed.
Bro, in October we played like 9 games. That was thick and fast. It's happened already. We've seen it. It's just
okay. Kid White, how about this? Do you think that if they have a good January transfer window, they are legit title contenders? Legit. Like I think they can win the league if they have a good transfer window.
What is a good January transfer window? You won't know what a good January transfer window is unless you've seen this player come in and play, which means we're looking at February, March to decide that. I'm not going to say like they bring in 5 players and then
so 3 players. That's what I'm trying to say. They go all out. You get a striker. You pick a good striker. You get someone in midfield, and you get like a wing back. For me, wing backs.
It depends who they
right
sign
back or left back. Yeah,
after the league, which is still a question mark. I'm just talking purely on the basis of what they have now.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we can move on to the better team in red. So United are doing decently at the moment. We can't really complain too much. We're progressing up the table. We got rid of the toxic energy.
A little segue over here.
What a segue! Segue.
Yeah, it's a segue, bro. Come on.
Segue. Nice. I like that.
I got tired of talking about Arsenal. It hurts my feelings, if I'm really honest with you.
Okay, come on, speak on it, SHEGZ. Let's hear it. Come on.
I think United are on the up. I think it's good we got Ronaldo. I think that's a toxic. He was absolute poison in that squad. As much as I love him, and I think he is one of the GOATs, I think he was just a poisonous fella. And you see that his poison knows no limits. He was poisonous at United. He went to Portugal, poisoned there again. My man's just toxic AF.
Some people use that against him also, by the way, just so you know, like that, the attitude of him within the within the locker room, it really tarnishes his kind of legacy among a lot of football fans and football players in terms of the legacy. So yeah,
100%. I think he doesn't realize the impact of the stuff he's doing. He's behaving like a petulant child, but he's nearly 40. Like what 37-year-old man behaves like that? It's just absolutely childish. He hasn't grown up.
It doesn't surprise me here.
But and that's what's very key. It doesn't surprise me because it is Ronaldo. And that's what's really unfortunate. I think United's going to be much better for it now. I think we're on the up. I think we need a few players in January. I think a couple here and there, not too much, because I think it's more the players we have need to grow. I think De Gea is the main talking point, I think, for United right now. It's what's going to happen with him. He's earning way too much money. And yes, he stops shots, but for a lot less money, somebody else can stop shots and pass out from the back. I mean, he's getting better at passing from the back, but he's not great. And he's not very good at having a high line. He's not that confident at all that sort of stuff. But he's a great shot stopper. He's a bit like Maguire. He's great at what he does, but everything else he's not so good. So he's great at shot stopping De Gea. He just can't ball play. He can't distribute. He's just not very confident. But he stops shots all day, every day. So yeah, I think United, are we going to finish top 4? Hopefully. If we don't, I wouldn't be disappointed either. This is a good transition season. I think from the beginning, I said we're trusting Ten Hag. It's a transition. It's going to take some time. If we do finish top 4, fantastic. I think Newcastle, another segue, are just doing bits. I don't really understand what's going on there, because you look at their team on paper, it's not. I think yes, they've spent, but it doesn't look that good still to be second in the table, and it's weird. Like, I don't know how Almiron has scored like almost 10 goals this season. What? Almiron was scoring like 4 goals a season. You know, it's weird. You know, and what he's done with that big guy, the one who used to play up front, and then he got moved to central midfield.
Joe Linton.
Yeah, no, Joe Linton. What he's done with him, magnificent. But you still look at that team on paper, it doesn't look like a second in the table team, but you know that's where they are. So it's
SHEGZ, what about your star boy, Jadon Sancho? Walk on with Jadon Sancho.
Look, you know, some people, they have these moments in their lives where they need to figure out things. They're looking for their North Star. He's looking for his North Star at the moment. So he's training with a foreign coach. He's working on shooting, his vision, his ability. So we're hoping he comes back better. He's on the mend.
Do you feel like this United move came too early for him?
No. I think the coaches at United were not good enough for him. I think you don't do what you were doing.
He chose his move based on the coaches in United.
No.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the reason why. I think he chose United because United are such a great club. The history, the scale, the size, all of those are the great stuff.
But he knew what was there when he decided to join. He knew the coaching, exactly. Who was going to coach him and stuff. So what do you mean by?
I mean in the sense of him as a player rather than what his thoughts were. So when he was at Dortmund, his goals and assists were ridiculous. You don't suddenly do that so consistently and then just fall off the cliff. It doesn't happen. Something's gone wrong.
But you do.
Yeah, to SHEGZ's point,
come to the Premier League and struggle. He's not the first and he won't be the last.
No,
exactly. Ahmed, but like what I'm Ahmed, to SHEGZ's point, just to SHEGZ's point, I mean, definitely not a move too earlier. He was on the move to a next step in his career. So it's definitely not the wrong move, 100% not. To his point about coaching, I mean, you know, outside looking in, when you look at United will always have a pulling power to players. It's just Ole was just not good at utilizing him because Ole didn't have a system, you know? So when you don't have a certain style of a system, you can't get a player of Jadon Sancho's ilk who's all about 1-2 touches, you know.
But Maranol, Ole chased him for 2 years. He knew exactly what he was going to do with Sancho.
I don't know. I don't know if Ole chased him or it was the club
for 2 years. For 2 years, they were crying right winger, and they identified his profile.
He was, and that's what I'm saying.
So how can he not be the right one then?
No,
coach. I think Ole didn't know how to use him. I don't think Ole was that good of a coach to utilize him well. Right now, I think he's just having a really bad slump. All right, he's having a bad slump. He's in one of those things. He wasn't selected.
That's 2 seasons of a bad slump.
He had injuries.
Okay, Maranol.
Yeah.
He. What's his ideal position? Right wing, correct? What's his ideal position?
Off the wing. Yeah.
Okay.
Off the wings.
Okay. So Ten Hag has Sancho ready when he comes into United. He goes out and spends another 90 million to get a right winger. He doesn't get out.
Right wing or left wing.
Okay,
Sancho's
either or. Left wing, he plays him on left wing, and Garnacho comes in and performs. He's getting more out of Garnacho than he's getting out of Sancho. So I don't think it's a coach issue. But in both systems, he's failed. Under both coaches, he's failed.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to give up on Jadon Sancho. I see the ability.
That's a different. That's a different discussion
but that's
altogether.
What I'm saying. So right now he's struggling. That was the question, right? Right now he's struggling, and I think me and SHEGZ have agreed that he's struggling. But to give up on a player like
why
Jadon
is
Sancho,
he struggling? Is the discussion?
I think
why?
Injuries. He's mental. I mean,
he hasn't been injured, man.
Listen, he has been injured. He has been injured. This was his first preseason that he played well. Right now, I mean, I don't know if you've read the reports for Jadon Sancho. They've asked Ten Hag about Jadon Sancho. Apparently, they've been having him doing his own training, and they've also had him just having conversations with psychologists for his mental health and everything.
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I think they're protecting him. I think because he's still a young player, and mentality, I think, is the main issue with Sancho. And I think, I think that's why they've sent him to like train on his own and get back that confidence and stuff, because he's just lost it. Like he doesn't take on. Yeah, he doesn't take on his man. He can't beat players 1v1. He seems like he's lost his pace. He thinks 2-3 times before making decisions. Yeah, but I mean, in a year and a half, he's had 3 or 4 good games, man. If you think about it.
No, but I agree. And what I'm saying is, like, but you can't give, like, you can see the quality in this player. He had
that's what I'm saying. To me, it looks like the move has come too early for him. I think it's too big a step.
And that's why I disagree with you. I don't think it's too big of a move. I just think he's hit some kind of a slump. Something is not.
It's not a slump if it's a season and a half.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to agree that Jadon Sancho is a flop.
Listen.
This argument is exactly.
I don't agree. The move was too early. I don't agree with that. I don't think that move was too early for him. He was absolutely smashing at Dortmund. Absolutely smashing.
Yeah, but Maranol, look at Werner and Havertz. They were smashing at in the Bundesliga. Havertz numbers were close to Messi numbers at his age.
So do you think Werner and Havertz move to Chelsea was the wrong move?
I think so, absolutely.
But how in steps in their career, what do you think Jadon Sancho should have done? Stay another season at Dortmund?
No. That's a different conversation. Up to because if you look at Felix's move to Atletico, was that the right move? Who even thought of that? That's a terrible move. Who even thinks
but that's what I'm saying. System-wise, if you see the quality of Felix and what he plays at Atletico, if you think about it, as a stepping stone to a better club. Was it better than the club he played for?
No, it's the wrong move. It's the wrong move, though. Listen, any blind man can tell you Felix to Atletico is the wrong move, right?
No, come on. Yes, but I'm talking about status of a club-wise. It was a right move to a different club. So I'm trying to argue is to Jadon Sancho from Dortmund to Manchester United in terms of a club. Do you think it's a step up? So
I think it was too much of a step up. I think that's what I'm trying to say, because if you look at it mentally, he's second guessing himself.
So who do you
like
think,
when he
plays? He should have gone for?
Sorry,
like a word or something. But I think the other thing is, this guy was being chased for 2 years. Imagine the pressure of being chased by United for like 2 years and then having to perform to
if you think about it, he was 20 or 21. He was still like
he was supposed to be the savior for this team.
And he's still young. And he's
super young. That's why I'm saying he has his potential is high. We know that, right?
Yeah.
But if he's struggling to get those same numbers that he's getting, and you can see he's struggling to like apply his footballing ability in the league and stuff. It seems like the move came too early for him, and it seems like
but like as a person, as a human, like especially as a competitor, you got to be ambitious if you want to be the best.
Of course, but you also have to develop your career like in steps, man. You can't.
For me, just imagine if Real Madrid came looking for me, you think I would miss that opportunity?
No. As a player, you're not going to say no. Of course,
exactly.
That's why you have your agents. That's why you have your agents and your footballing advisors to help you make the right decisions. That's what they're there for.
But that's what I'm saying.
If you look at even like with Felix, you can look. His agent was just there to make the money. They say $130 million move, and he sent him to Atletico, and this guy is suffering. The player is suffering. Right?
But all right. I get your point in saying maybe United was the wrong club, but for me, I don't think so. I think just the pressure of being at a club of this stature is a lot.
That's the same point. That's the same point I'm making. It's too much of too big of a move that came too quickly for him.
But that's the, but this is the thing. You wouldn't have envisioned that happening because of how he was playing.
Yeah, of course not. We're saying this in hindsight, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I feel if Sancho came into a more balanced United side that were not going through what they were going through, because he joined the club, let's just say, in turmoil. You know what I mean? They had no balance, they had no identity, they didn't know what kind of football they were playing. Ole was pretty much at the end of his term, you know.
But Ahmed, one second.
Let's also not forget that was the same season that Ronaldo came in.
Ahmed.
So like the pressure that you have to do with playing with Ronaldo.
Ahmed, on your point.
He was doing well. He would do well. I feel if he came to a United side that was doing well, like United, the whole club as a whole were doing well. On the pitch, off the pitch, they were getting results, they were getting the points, they were moving up, there was progression. I feel he would have done well. But I think
weren't they second when he came in?
That was exactly what was happening when they went into that transfer window.
They were second when
they were settled. They were second. The team, they needed to add 2-3 players. They added Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo. And after that, it went bust. But so if you look at from Sancho's point of view, if you take off this whole last year or whatever, like prior to when Ole got sacked and when he joined, that was his vision of United. They need to add 2-3 star players and build on the second place and move forward. And that's what everyone expected. And that's what Sancho also expected. But the pressure of playing at that club, and then after what happened with Ole and Ronaldo, and then everything just went bust, it all collapsed. Yeah, it all collapsed after that.
It wasn't just Sancho that wasn't performing. It was United as a whole that was not performing.
It was just Ronaldo that was performing.
See, listen, I'll be honest with you. I will give Sancho till the end of the season, and then I'll have a verdict on him. I'm still not willing to accept that it was a big blunder for his career. That's to me. But as I said, I'm willing to give him till the end of the season, and then I will think about it, because I think for a young player to have that much pressure onto him to carry the load of a club, and I always said that season we ended up second. I mean, I know SHEGZ might disagree on that, but I felt we were just the best of a bad bunch, and it looked like we needed that, but we weren't as good as the table kind of made us look. And that was my opinion always. And I always felt at some point the holes in our team would show. But I want to give Jadon Sancho till the end of the season to say anything about his move to Manchester. I mean, because if he's not able to push out Garnacho, that is not good enough for him. He's not able to get any playing time. He's also out of the England squad. I think that then at the end of the season, I will make a decision on him. But now, just even to have him as coming off the bench, Jadon Sancho off the bench, I think for United as a team, this is just back to United. I know I never gave my answer on what I think United is going to do. I think they're on the up right now. I think they're playing they look a lot more organized, a lot more high pressing. I don't think for this season right now, I think in the future, De Gea is a problem in terms of having him as the main keeper in terms of his contract. But as of right now, I don't think he's the biggest problem. I think we definitely need a striker. All right. I think we need another central midfielder, possibly like an Enzo or a Frankie de Jong kind of player in midfield that can give Eriksen a rest. So Eriksen is rested, and a right back and a center back if possible. But I don't think we're going to get 4 positions. So at least 2, I would be happy. But I'm happy with the progress we made. I'm happy with how we're playing. I'm happy with how Ten Hag is managing the team and rewarding players who are actually playing well, which is something that we haven't seen in United in such a long time, is rewarding players for actually playing well and performing well, dropping players like Jadon Sancho for players like Garnacho, holding players accountable, dropping players like Luke Shaw. It's things like that bring the best out of a team, and just seeing that kind of mentality, just even though we go down a goal, I'm never in a situation where I'm like, we're going to lose, like now I have a belief, okay, can score a goal, can come back or tie the game. I think everyone, I don't know about your opinion, but I think we're performing a lot better. And if we have a better transfer window, I do believe that we end up in the top 4. I still feel like we'll be in the top 5 as of right now, as we sit. I think we are we'll just be in the top 5 just because the run of games we have. Worry about injuries. Right now, we have an injury crisis in center back positions. We don't have a striker. All right. We cannot.
Isn't
There's no
Martial
way.
fit?
He is, but that's what I'm saying. He's so injury prone. I can't rely on him. You need a backup to him in that position. If Rashford goes in the middle, like it's gonna be like a Garnacho or a Langa on the left wing if Jadon Sancho or Anthony gets hurt. So it's very, very tricky in those positions. But we're playing well, and I'm pretty sure you guys agree that I don't think any of you guys would want to play United right now in terms of who we are than in the seasons past.
My football season is over, bro. Masalama. I'll see you guys next season.
Nice segue. Nice segue.
Bro, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of Chelsea right now.
Ahmed will speak on behalf of all Chelsea fans.
I'm scared of you guys.
And I think I'd be right. Now, I'd be right in saying that we can't look forward to the next season. and I think just looking at the way Todd is moving and the players that we're signing, we signed like two players already from Brazil. Today we signed the guy from Brazil, from what's his name, Santos.
Yeah, Andre Santos.
I think he's building for the future. In the sense
it's 2030 vision right now. So everyone go to sleep and wake up after 8 years, and then we'll check on Chelsea.
And we're also
he's at the strip club just fucking tossing that money to all of these players right now.
We're also close to signing the Monaco center back.
Yeah.
About 30-40 million. So I think it's looking long term, and I think it's looking to add these players as opposed to what we've done in the past, and bought young players, sent them out on loan, kept them there for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, and then they've never played a game for Chelsea.
Yeah, the best advice to all Chelsea fans is just go to sleep and wake up next season.
And
that's the best advice.
Do you think Potter was the right coaching change?
Well,
for me,
in terms of what the vision of the club is building long term, I think long term, yes, but obviously it's all up for debate because we haven't seen anything yet. So it is still early, and you can see what they're trying to build in terms of like targeting the profile of young players. Short term, no hope whatsoever. I don't think we make top 4 short term, and
you know what? I think that could be a good thing. I think it could be a good thing for Chelsea not making top 4 this season and not having European football.
It's good that they're restructuring the club because the club really needed that. We didn't have a structure. We just had Marina, Cech, and Abramovich. That was Chelsea's structure, basically. But now they've brought in a few people for the long-term plan. So let's see how it goes. It's all up for debate. There's nothing, like, you can't say for sure anything was the right decision. You can't say anything was the wrong decision. It is what it is at this point.
You know what I don't get, though? Like, why didn't Bully just try to buy Brighton?
Good point. Actually, you know what? We are going to buy clubs around Europe. And
on that note, I've got to go. It's been nice.
Okay, no worries. We either way have to wrap things up. Do the rest of you have any Chelsea questions, or we can
Do you think you're signing Declan Rice?
Record. Yes, it's going to happen next summer, coming summer. But yeah,
my only thing is today's results. I mean, it would be nice to see what is Arsenal gonna. Do you think Arsenal is gonna win today? What do you think is gonna be the score today?
I see it being 2-1, but again, like, I don't know who's even gonna. I think so. I'm wondering if Saka's even gonna play today. We played really well in like the mid-season, preseason, whatever you want to call it, and then we lost a couple of games in a row, or like we lost to Juventus, and then we drew with some club team. Like, I can't even remember the name of the team. So I don't know. It's such a up in the air time for Arsenal right now. I'm thinking more about transfers and about the games ahead, because it's gonna, like, we have a game today. I think we have another game like mid-week or late in the week. So like Ahmed was saying, these games are gonna come like thick and
fast.
Just don't know how they're gonna perform. Because our depth is still lacking. If we get 2 or 3 players in this window, I'll be way, way, way more confident. Right now, I think we'll beat West Ham. I think we'll win a couple of games. We've been really good at home, so that's like super helpful to our.
You got a little too emotional.
goals.
All I wanted was a score, man.
Oh yeah. Bro, I'm in my feelings right now.
They got rattled. I just asked the score. They're getting rattled by every game now. So
I'm in my feelings right now. Every game is an important game.
It's stressful. Yeah. What about you?
What about
you guys? No, Chelsea play tomorrow. I think at 6:30.
2-1 West Ham.
Is over, bro. Just call it.
Wait, you play? You don't play
I'm
West
not
Ham.
watching the game.
Play West Ham.
No. Kawhi saying 2-1 West Ham, which is good because he's always been wrong. I'm completely fine with that. Keep going, bro. Keep going against Arsenal.
Okay. Anyway, we'll wrap things up, guys.
2-1 West Ham.
Wait. What about your games? United.
We should easily.
I'm not watching it.
No, against Nottingham tomorrow. We're definitely gonna beat them. I think 2-0.
Is it a home game?
Nice.
Yeah, it's at Old Trafford, so that should be a pretty solid. So who's Chelsea playing? Bournemouth. Oh, that's a tough game.
This is our annual 4-0 loss. So don't worry about it. Every
two-
time
and you-
Bournemouth is in the league, every time Bournemouth's in the league, we lose one game 4-0. So it's okay.
Bro, you've already lost one game 4-0.
When it rains, it's okay.
New season.
Nothing can depress me or shake me off now, bro. Messi is like.
What's depressing me is I can't hear you right now.
Yeah. Your mic has gone off. Your mic has gone low.
Okay. Anyway, peace and love, guys. We'll be back. And like, share, subscribe. Messi's the GOAT. Alhamdulillah.